Hey there, good afternoon. How are you today? Hope everything is going great, and I hope you're looking forward to another art project. We're going to be making a card today that is a secret, so if any moms or grandmothers are in the room, please ask them to leave or ask them maybe to go sit on the porch or have a glass of juice or something so that they don't hear about our project because it's a surprise. What you will need to gather is you're going to need 2 pieces of paper, and copy paper is completely fine. So 2 pieces of that. And you'll need a 3rd piece of paper. If you have drawing paper or anything thicker, watercolor paper or drawing paper, even construction paper, that's fine. If you don't, get a 3rd piece of just that printer paper. So you'll need that. You're going to need something round to trace. I'm using this glass right here. So something with about, see how big my hand is? It's about that size opening. A pencil. You will also need glue stick, scissors, and maybe some markers or some colored pencils. I think that's it. I think that's all we have for this. So go ahead and go gather that stuff, please, and make sure no moms are around, and I'll meet you back in here in just a minute after I change up my camera. Hey there, good afternoon. How are you today? Hope everything is going great, and I hope you're looking forward to another art project. We're going to be making a card today that is a secret, so if any moms or grandmothers are in the room, please ask them to leave or ask them maybe to go sit on the porch or have a glass of juice or something so that they don't hear about our project because it's a surprise. What you will need to gather is you're going to need 2 pieces of paper, and copy paper is completely fine. So 2 pieces of that. And you'll need a 3rd piece of paper. If you have drawing paper or anything thicker, watercolor paper or drawing paper, even construction paper, that's fine. If you don't, get a 3rd piece of just that printer paper. So you'll need that. You're going to need something round to trace. I'm using this glass right here. So something with about, see how big my hand is? It's about that size opening. A pencil. You will also need glue stick, scissors, and maybe some markers or some colored pencils. I think that's it. I think that's all we have for this. So go ahead and go gather that stuff, please, and make sure no moms are around, and I'll meet you back in here in just a minute after I change up my camera. Okay, here we go. We're back. All right, now the first step of everything is going to be on one of your pieces of paper. Please, oh, I forgot to tell you, you're going to need some paints too. If you don't have any paints, don't worry about it. You can find another way to color it or just leave it white. But ahead of time, on a piece of paper, I painted one side blue. So we do need one side to be blue. And then the other side can be whatever color you want, or maybe it's your mom's favorite color or something like that. So get that painted ahead of time, leave it outside maybe in the sun while we're working on the rest of this so that it can dry, and when you come back, you're going to fold it in half and have it ready to become our card. So for now, we'll put that aside, and let's get those pieces of printer paper or whatever kind of paper you have. Okay, you can do it individually, meaning one sheet at a time. I need you to fold it in half, and then in half again. Same thing with the other one, fold it in half, and in half again. ahead of time I drew this circle on, but we'll talk about that in a second. Once you have these folded, why don't you slip one right inside the other and stack them all up like this? Okay, and then with your glass or whatever you found that was round, it needs to be about this big. So over here I have some extra paper. Please leave some extra here. Don't put your glass right in the middle. Put it over to the edge here as far as you can, because we're going to be using that for something else. Okay, so you've got that, then you're going to trace your circle around it. Now you're done with your glass, so stack them all up again and let's cut these out. What you will end up with is our 8 circles. When you're cutting these out, if you would please try to make sure that whatever you use to draw the circle, you don't want that to show. So as you're cutting, maybe cut just inside of that line so that you don't have any of that in our final project. Okay? If you did it with a pencil, you could always erase it away, but I used pen, so I'm making sure that my cut is nice with none of that pen showing. Okay, so now I have 8 circles. I'm going to save this to the side for a minute, and each one of these 8 circles, they're going to stay white, okay? But I would like you to please fold each of them in half. So line them up, line the edge up so that you have a nice half circle. I would do them one at a time rather than a whole stack at a time, because sometimes the paper moves around a little bit and they don't get folded properly in half. That feels like 2, but I guess it's just 1. Okay, so on each one, I really try to line it up. This one's giving me trouble. There we go. Fold that in half. I wonder what time it is when you're watching this. For me, it's just after lunch. I had my lunch and then I came to make this video for you, and I'm doing this on Thursday, so you can have it for your normal art day on Friday. All right, almost there. This is number 7 and number 8. Okay, let's push those off to the side for a minute. So now we're back to our card. Open up your card, please, so that you have the blue side, and make sure that you can see the fold in the middle. Okay, see, so there's my fold. Now, with your glue stick, you probably know this, but it's always good to have a reminder whenever you're gluing something. So you're going to glue one of these onto here. Instead of putting glue on the base of whatever, the main piece or the base of whatever you're working on, it's best to glue the small object, because if you glue on here and you go way too big and you have extra glue around the edge bigger than this object, it looks messy, okay? So I want everybody to learn to put your glue on the object. So off to the side here, I'm going to put glue on the back. Okay, and now please line it up right on that fold line, and if you have to, you can fold the card a little bit so that you can get this down right in there. You might have to make a little adjustment. There we go. Okay, line it up. Did I get it? Good. Now, another thing too, you always hear somebody in every single class, I don't care how old they are, they're going like this. We do not need to do that. All you need to do is press when you're gluing, okay? All right, so this is step 1. Actually, I'm really glad that that lifted up. I'm going to be okay with that because I did something wrong and now that fixed it. So if you haven't done this yet and you're going to do it later, just glue one side down for now. If you've glued both sides, maybe that one will pop up and we can fix it. Okay, so we have this, right? Get your next piece. What I'm going to ask you to do is glue it like this, okay? So here's your piece. This one, you're just going to take one side and glue it there. Let me show you. All I have to do is put glue on one side of this, And I'm just going to glue it right onto here. Come on now. Having a little trouble gluing today. I think I've made too many videos in one day. This is like at least my third one today. Okay, so I glued it on, like kind of like a letter D. All right, get another piece. Same thing. Let's glue it onto here. So like I taught you, put the glue onto the piece that you're gluing and just glue it on. Make sure you get them all lined up nicely along the edge. Press it down, maybe hold it for a minute. Then the next one, same thing, you're going to glue it like that, so flip it. It would be nice if you were using, maybe you already thought of this, a piece of newspaper or scratch paper underneath whatever you're gluing so you don't get glue all over the table at home. I'm using a craft mat. It's like this plastic mat. It's kind of like a place mat. Okay, so we're just going to keep going with this. We're going to put another one on. Glue that on here. Every one of these, I'm really lining them up. I'm trying to make a nice even stack and nobody crooked. Press it. It's important that they stick together, so if you have to hold this for a minute and really press so that you get a good glue. Okay, so here's another one. I flip it over on the side here, put the glue. And here we go. Almost done. We only have 2 left. So you always see me go like this, and that's just so that I don't accidentally put the glue on the wrong side. So I just line it up here, and then I flip it over here. Press that. And then our last one. Okay. Now, there's one last little tricky part. On top of this, looks like a letter D, you're going to put some more glue. Then quickly and carefully close the card shut, and you may have to press this for a while to really make sure you glue that well, because what we want to have happen is on Mother's Day, you're going to say, here Mom, here's a nice card, Happy Mother's Day, whatever you choose to write on the front. And then when she opens it up, we have this. Okay, can you see? 3-dimensional. All right, now this is the belly of the unicorn that we're making. Yes, that's right, it's a unicorn card. Okay, so now we get into the reason why I asked you to save this other piece of paper. And that is because with my colored pencils, I'm going to find a rainbow. So red, orange, yellow. I should have had these picked out ahead of time, but that's okay. Green. Which blue do I like? Blue and purple. Okay. I need you to make, let's unfold this and let's tear off some of this junk. Get it out of the way. If you forgot to save this, just get another piece of paper. It's not a big deal. Okay, so now we have all this kind of extra scrap stuff. Okay, first we need a unicorn head. So I'm going to do it in pencil, but if you feel like you know how to draw a unicorn head by yourself really well, you don't have to do it in pencil. But let me zoom in so you can see a little bit better. Okay. Here's the head. Maybe it comes like this. I'm making kind of a cartoon unicorn. And here is the ear. I am not doing a horn yet. I didn't forget it. I'm just not doing it yet. And then let's say like the head comes down like that. Later you can draw the face and everything on here. Okay. Now we need a mane for the unicorn. And let's do like this. Let me do a stripe of red. Let's do orange. It's okay if you're being a little bit messy down here at the ends of the hairs because we're going to cut these out in a second. Yellow. Woo. You don't have to have a rainbow unicorn either. You could have other colors. You can have pink and blue or orange and black. Make it be like a Halloween or a Giants unicorn. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, hey, those of you who did the Zen states, you guys did some beautiful work. Thank you very much for sharing those. I shared them with Mrs. Penny. I don't know if she said anything to you, but I haven't heard back from her. So hopefully she saw them and hopefully she loved them because they were really great. Okay, so now I'm just going to kind of cut out this unicorn, meaning I was just cutting the scrap a little bit bigger. Okay, then we're going to cut the head out. Okay, put that aside. Then we're going to cut this right here. I'm cutting out the whole entire shape, but I think it looks cool if you do this. Just be careful you don't lose your pieces. Okay, so let me glue this on before everything gets lost. First, I put, it's getting to be a lot of stuff in the way here, some glue on the unicorn head. And this body is super big and fat, so you might end up, you could even lift up under there and stick the head underneath. So you might make a bigger head, or you could just have a skinny head and a fat unicorn body. Okay, now, I think in this case, this is like the one and only time that I'm a fan of doing this. I think right here, I would put a little glue down first, so that I can have all these, I just want to glue the ends of these underneath the horse. Red, I'm sorry, the unicorn. Orange, you can leave a little gap in between. Can you see? So I just got done telling you to always put the glue on the smaller object, but in this case I did it this way because I really just want to attach just the ends of these so that the other parts can fly free in the air. I overlapped that one on purpose. Here's blue, and I need one more little bit of glue for purple. Okay. Orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. Okay, so now stick the head back down. Okay, so now you have rainbow hair. Oh, sorry, I cracked myself up. Okay, and if you're careful and you hold the head on, you can actually kind of bend these up a little bit, and it looks sort of like the unicorn's hair mane is flapping in the breeze a little bit. That's up to you. You can have fun with this. Stick that guy back on there. Purple doesn't want to stay. Okay, all right, so you get the idea with that. Now, you need to do the same thing with this extra paper to cut yourself a tail. You can make a rainbow tail or a plain tail. You can make, I want you to make 4 legs. Let me give you an idea of how to do the legs. Just get a rectangle. And really, you can be silly with this. I think it makes it more fun. What if you had super long, skinny legs on your unicorn? Let me cut these and then I'll show you. If you have younger brothers or sisters, they might like learning how to make this. So Brooke If you're watching, you could teach Jack how to do this. Okay, here we go. Let's zoom out. Can you see? Okay, here's leg 1. Put it on there. If it hangs over the edge of the paper, you can just trim it. So I think it's funny, fat body and long skinny legs and a skinny little head, but it's going to be up to you how you want your unicorn to be. And while I'm gluing these, let's talk about the front of the card. Now mine is just a plain green. I was thinking, since we're making such a goofy card, wouldn't it be funny and wouldn't Mom appreciate a sense of humor if you made up, maybe if you made it up, it could be even goofier. Can you make up a unicorn joke? I've been thinking about it all day and I haven't thought of anything good, but you could write on the front maybe, why did the chicken cross the road? And maybe draw a little chicken. And then down at the bottom or inside, like maybe right here. Let's do this. Why did the chicken cross the road? Here's a chicken. You open it. To get to the unicorn on the other side. I'm sorry. I know it's dumb, but it's funny. So anyway, okay, so now you get to choose, do you want to have rainbow hooves? I would like to have purple hooves, so I'm going to draw purple hooves on the bottoms of each leg here. The tail, you should make it the same out of paper like you did for the mane. It's up to you if you would like to kind of have it be fringy. Let's do one real quick. Where's my scissors? So many scraps of paper here. It really has been a long day. I guess I'm feeling goofy. Okay. How about if my tail is really long like this? Let's test it. Yeah, that could work. Okay. I'm going to do some more rainbow on this one. I'll glue that back on in a minute. Okay, put some glue here. Put your tail on. Again, if it's too long and it hangs over the edge of the page, you could cut it off and fix it. Okay, this is just so that my red sticks. I just put a little bit there. Okay, now if you want, you can bend these up and crinkle them up a little bit or not. It's up to you. Okay, so far so good. All I need to do is I'll draw a face on later, and we need a unicorn horn. The horn is pointy, as you know. If you have glitter, maybe you want to put glitter on your horn. I do have glitter, but I'm not going to make you wait forever for me to go get it. So maybe I'll add it on later. Okay, that's a pretty long horn. I better shorten it up a little bit. Boop. Still a little bit too long. Put some glue on that. Okay, you might ask your dad for help on this. Dads like to be funny, so they might think of a funny joke. Why did the chicken cross the road? And draw a little chicken. To get to the unicorn on the other side. Okay, anyway, I hope you like this, and happy Mother's Day, all moms. Have a great day. I'll see you next week.